warning before you listen. This epic is not for children, nor for the faint of heart. We retell the ancient Greek myths as they were born, unfiltered, unsoftened. Scenes of violence, curses, betrayals, and a hunger for power that shows no mercy. Given the many conflicting versions of the Titan War, the events have been rebuilt to complete the missing pieces. Here, we tell the myth as it was meant to be told. Sources and references are listed in the episode description.
Chapter 100, Whispers of the World. When those who do not fight watch the end unfold. When the earth speaks and the sky holds its breath. There was no silence. The screaming began before the swords did. The heavens gasped. Even the underworld held its breath. Everything in creation was rising, except the answer. That had not yet been written. But the world was preparing to shatter. On Mount Olympus, Metis sat, gazing into the horizon, not to read the sky, but to read the hearts of those she loved. Beside her stood her three sisters, Hestia, Demeter, and Hera. At first, only silence. Then Hestia spoke, her voice like a prayer not offered to gods, but planted deep into the soil. If one of them falls, the flame on the altar will not survive. Demeter added, and life in the seed will not return. Hera whispered, eyes wet, and I will no longer be me. Metis closed her eyes as if to fold the pain inward. Prophecies never lie, she said, but they never tell us how. Let us wait. Far away, in a valley carved by time, Themis leaned against a cracked stone. Beside her, Phoebe and Theia. Phoebe ran her fingers through the sand and murmured, I can feel it. The prophecy is moving. Something once hidden is now laid bare. Themis laid her palm on the earth. Soon we'll know who was right. Theia said nothing, but a tear formed in her eye, the kind only shed by those who already know the truth and understand it needs no words. At the edge of the world, where there is neither mountain nor sea, only memory breathing through stone, Prometheus sat on a cracked boulder, gazing at the sky. He spoke only to himself. I told you, the world cannot be built on fear, nor should it be watered with the blood of brothers. You needed fire, so I gave it to you, and now here you are, burning. He smiled, but it wasn't a smile of triumph. It was the smile of one who knows. Truth arrives late, but it arrives. And deeper still, in a cavern untouched by light, Rhea sat, holding the hand of an old priestess. Do you hear it? She asked. The earth is breathing. The priestess replied, Is it angry? Rhea answered softly, I don't know, but I hope, this time, it gives birth to something new. She closed her eyes and prayed. No one could say whether it was a prayer or a prophecy. In the roots beneath it all, Gaia stirred. She did not speak. She did not scream. But the earth trembled as if a mother had finally decided to awaken. Her first step was an earthquake. Her silence was an oath, and on the peak of the mountain, where the Old One, unnamed for many chapters, sat once more, he watched with the three, Brontes, Steropes, and Argus. Their silence wasn't peace, it was the sound of something not yet born. One of them asked, Do you think they'll win? The Old One replied, That's not the question. Then what is? He answered, The question is, will the world remain the same if they do? And they all went quiet,
as if even speaking had become a crime in a time when only weapons were allowed to speak. And so, in every corner of this world, in every forgotten crack of time, someone whispered, someone wept, someone remembered, or someone simply sat, because what was coming was not merely a war. It was the birth of a new world, one that might not remember those who brought it into being. This chapter of the epic has come to an end, but remember, what you've just heard is not a record of facts, but the echo of a myth, a story born from the imagination of the ancients, etched into the long memory of humankind. If this tale stirred something in you, if it opened a door to reflection or wonder, don't forget to support the channel and share the journey with those you love. And in the comments, tell us which moment in this chapter struck you the most and why. We'll meet again in the next chapter of this audio odyssey through time. Until then, farewell.